Right, Coach, what do you think of the overall performance of your defense?
This was practice, practice number 9. The truth is, defensively, we probably weren't ready for a spring game yet. Just as far as installation, learning new defense, learning new schemes, terminology, all that. And, Coach King and Coach Morris and the offense is, year 3. So the kids, they played hard. They flew around, made some good plays, made some bad plays. We're in transition right now. We're a work in progress, but I wasn't disappointed. But I've been telling them that all spring. I mean, these young men they practice hard, they play hard, they come in and they try to learn and study, and we'll just keep grinding.
Bethel nearly gets that interception. Awe gets the interception. Just those 2 plays. What can you say about that?
Well, I say this to you because obviously everybody talks about turnovers, and we will create our turnovers come next season. Problem is right now, and I've been saying this for 9 practices now, our offense has done a great job of protecting the football this spring. They really have, and we work as hard as anybody on taking the ball away, and obviously the one got called back by penalty. Nigel had a chance, but those guys, Coach Kingsbury and Coach Morris, done a great job with their running backs, wide receivers, and quarterbacks. They just have not turned the ball over very much this spring. So even though we're not getting them, I think we're making our offense better, and I think at the end of the day, we'll create our turnovers come next season.
What did you think of those 2 plays that Micah made where I think the first series he popped the running back right in the hole for no gain, and then also made that interception off of Patrick?
Mike is a good football player. He's, for whatever reason, I hadn't been here, I don't know. In my mind, he's far and away our best linebacker. After 9 practices, he's versatile, he's smart. He can tackle. He can, obviously he makes plays all the time. I've been pleased with him after, like I said, I'm 9 practices into this thing, trying to evaluate everybody, but I've been pleased with him so far.
Talk about Josh Outlaw's progression coming over from offense.
Josh Outlaw is he's got all the potential in the world, but potential will get you so far. He's a young man who's, he's I don't know what to say about him because. He's a good player, but he's got to mature off the field, on the field. He's got to mature. He's got to grow up, and until he does that, you'll see him out here on scrimmages. And if he can't, he's just got to keep growing up and keep maturing. But as far as his football potential, he's going to be a good player down the road somewhere.
What are you thinking about your outside linebackers so far, since you're trying to fill 2 new starters there?
We're actually cross training all our linebackers, so. At some point, our Mike linebacker, even Micah plays outside linebacker. So, for me to sit here and say outside linebacker, inside linebacker, we're just trying to find 4 or 5 linebackers who can play. Hadn't been disappointed in them. When you cross train them, obviously it's harder because they're learning more than one position, so it takes more time. But I've been pleased with them so far. Mike Mitchell, everybody wants to talk about Mike Mitchell. He's done a good job. He hadn't played football and real football in 2 years, so a live scrimmage to him is. It's new, and it's a new system, and he's learning a whole bunch of football, and we're excited about those guys.
You had a chance to see Braden in live action. What did you think about him today?
Okay, first of all, Braden should be at his high school prom right about now, or seeing his high school sweetheart. And for the first 6 practices before spring break, he was finding his way, feeling his way. And this week, all of a sudden, Tuesday, Thursday, and again out there today, he has kind of. He's kind of feeling his oats, and he's kind of growing up right before us as well as y'all. So he's going to be fine. We're going to play anywhere from 8 to 10 defensive linemen anyway. I mean, we're going to play a lot of defensive linemen. He's going to be in the rotation regardless. Obviously, the better he plays, the more plays he'll play. But he's going to be something special at some point.
Heard a lot of calls right up until the snap. Is when you finally get lined up and they finally know their assignments and exactly where they're supposed to be, is that when the light bulb usually turns on for a defender?
Well, the problem with these Big 12 offenses and Coach Kingsbury is they don't let you just line up. They rarely let you line up and think about what you're going to do, and so half the time you're playing on the run, and that's what makes it so hard. Not only to play defense, but also for young guys like Braden to come in and. He's used to in high school. He's used to stand there in a 2-point stance until the quarterback's about to get the ball and he puts his hand on the ground. Well, here in Lubbock, those days are gone. He's got to learn to get his butt, get in a 3-point stand, get ready to go to work. Obviously, the more time we're together, the more practices we have, you know, the better we'll get. And you know, like I said, it's a work in progress, and we're just grinding away.
2 more, guys.
Who among your defensive backs has kind of caught your eye so far the last 3 weeks?
I don't really want to call any names out, because the one good thing about the secondary is, other than Nigel, nobody knows anybody's name back there, which is good and bad, because obviously they're giving up a bunch of big pass plays. We will be, no matter what happens, we will be a lot better against the pass. Y'all will not sit there and hate our secondary just because of the nature. I'm a defensive back coach by nature, so I'm gonna call the game to protect those guys. They're getting better every day. Are they good enough right now? No. If we played a game today, Coach Kingsbury scored 50 points on us. Eventually, those guys are getting better, and that's all I can ask. You know, there's a bunch of guys that are getting better, but really nobody is standing out in my mind, if that's fair.